sometimes you want to say more, but so I'm better in the kitchen.
You can say it in French. I'll try.
No need to talk. No need to talk.
Just point. Yeah, and cook. Welcome to Nourished by Spinneys, where we promise to inspire you to eat well and live well. I'm Tiffany Eslick.
And I'm Devina, Divecha. We're continuing our chats with leading players in the food community, from farmers to foodies, as well as health and well-being experts. It's all about engaging conversations and fresh ideas. And we are at the end of our season.
We made it. Chirag didn't kill us. Well done.
Well done. What do we have today?
We have a really special episode where both of us got to cook, bake, do something cool.
Watch.
Watch. We're Executive Pastry Chef from Atlantis the Royal, Christophe Devoille.
Yes, and he made us one of his favorite desserts, the floating island, or the flottante, which is basically a meringue that's floating on wonderful crème anglaise.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
I can still
taste it.
Yeah, it was good.
Where did this dessert originate? Like, which part of France?
Honestly, it's a very good question. But I think if you go in any bistro or brasserie in Paris, you will find the flottante. I think it's something, even now, with the new generation of cake, new design, and this and that, I think people like to come back to the original taste.
Yeah.
Vanilla, caramel always work together. The texture of the meringue as well is quite nice. So as an island, we will put in the middle.
I like the colors as well. Yeah.
So to caramelize hazelnuts. Usually we are doing with sliced almond.
Okay. Beautiful.
Some gourmandise.
Yes.
Mesdames.
Merci.
I think what really surprised me, well, it didn't surprise me because to be expected from a chef with such a great background and history in the world of pastry, but that the entire dessert was made with zero mess in the kitchen.
I know. I'm always so jealous of that.
It was just like watching art almost, being created. And of course, the dessert tasted amazing. The way it floated over the crème anglaise, which was so silky and just, we could drink it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was balanced. I didn't feel like it was overly sweet because sometimes I'm always a bit wary of meringue. It can be, not wary, I mean, that sounds a bit dramatic, but, it can be sweet.
Yeah.
But everything worked so well. And the toasted nuts on top, the caramelized nuts, so gorgeous.
The crunch was just a whole other level of texture that added to the dish for sure. Yeah. But he actually grew up in the east of France, near Strasbourg, in a place called Mulhouse. Yes. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
He was like Mulhouse,
Yes.
I've used that airport many times. It's kind of, strange place, but yes.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
He started his career working as an apprentice and then eventually ended up working for Chef Alain Ducasse in Paris.
Yeah. I stayed for 2.5 years with Alain Ducasse in Paris, and I become the pastry chef of the restaurant. After that, I left Paris and I moved back to my hometown, and I work in a 3-star Michelin restaurant, but in Strasbourg, so it was not the same intensity. It was more quiet, less stress as well. And I think I stayed almost 2 years there, but something was missing for me.
The stress.
The stress and the intensity.
Yeah.
So I came back to Paris for Alain Ducasse, and we opened a new restaurant at the Eiffel Tower, the Jules Verne, at the second floor. And I stayed there for 4 years. It was an amazing experience to work in the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, of course.
It's not something common.
Yeah.
And I think I did a good job there, and they offered me the corporate position to be in charge of all the restaurants around the world. So after 10 years of Alain Ducasse, I decided to move on for a new journey. So I moved to Macau, and after I moved to London. So back to the reality in Europe with the amazing grey sky and the rain. And it was nice because it was for the opening of Annabelle.
Yeah.
So I opened the new Annabelle, I think now is almost 7 years ago.
Nice.
And it was very nice as well. Beautiful architecture, 5 different restaurants, amazing team as well. And I stayed 1 year, And after that, I think I supposed to go to Las Vegas for the same company as in Macau, and I had some issue with the visa. So I said, okay, it's not a problem. So I took 1 year holiday.
Why not?
Less.
Yeah.
Why not?
It was time to rest a little bit and to visit my friend around the world. So I did that for 6-7 months. I worked a little bit as a consultant to help friends. And after Atlantis Dubai contacted me for the project of Atlantis the Royal. So it was a nice opportunity. Most of the management was my boss in Macau as well.
Oh, okay.
So they knew me already. So they just told me, if you want to be in part of the new adventure, you are very welcome. So I joined February 2020. After a couple of months after the opening, they had my name in the lobby. So in the pastry boutique. So I was very lucky. Yeah. And so now we offer a nice selection of Danish pastry during the day, and as well Arabic sweet and chocolate bonbon. So everything is homemade in-house. And now we start to be a bit famous for the afternoon tea, because I think we did some nice collaboration since 2 years now.
I mean, one of the things you mentioned, was around like some of the things you learned from Alain Ducasse as well, for example. And that's also quite interesting. I mean, you were with the company like for 10 years. Would be great to hear, what are some of the things you learned from him, like around discipline, creativity even, or things that you use even today, and I guess, like you say, pass down to your team as well.
I think it's important to share as well the knowledge I get from Monsieur Ducasse and the other chef I had before. But with Monsieur Ducasse, he was the seasonality. I think is one of the best things I learned with him, to respect the season, respect the guests with the proper products, as well the discipline. And I was very fascinated yesterday when she passed by the pastry kitchen. It was no noise, because we need to be focused on what we are doing. And we are always here to joke a little bit if we need. But if you're not focused on what you are doing, maybe you leave the space to forget some details. And you forgot this or that. So I think it doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. This is just my style of management, because I share everything I get before I share with the team, because I want them as well to learn and to have an amazing knowledge and skills to share in the future with the next generation as well. Because some people share with me a couple of years ago. Sometimes I can be a bit tough with the team, but it's not because I don't like them. It's just because I want them to be stronger and better at work for their own future. Like this, I hope in a couple of years they will take my position, or maybe other positions. I will try to keep this one couple of years. Every time, when someone told me, "Oh, chef, maybe it's time for me to leave," I'm happy to hear that, and I'm happy to help if I can help them to because the pastry world in Dubai is very small, and we know all each other. So I told my friend, okay, this sous chef is a nice guy. Maybe you need someone on this and that. If I can help, I do my best. One day Monsieur Ducasse told me, because I left the Plaza Athénée, he told me, "I'll let you go because I know you will come back one day."
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And he told me, "You will come back stronger." And 3 years after, I came back.
You did, yeah. He was right.
And it was very funny, because he told me 3 years after, "I told you." He remember. He remember. He had 4,000 staff in the world, and I was just a pastry chef in one of the restaurants. And he told me, "You see, you came back. So you missed something." I said, "Yeah." And
You were right, Mr. Ducasse.
I mean, he's a bit tough, but he's very... he's right. But it was an amazing journey to work 10 years with him, and with all the chefs around the world, of course.
It must be amazing to work with him. Yeah. I'd love to.
I met him last year when I passed by Paris.
Yeah.
He was in one of the restaurants, and the chef is my friend. He told me, chef is here if you want to say hi. So I just passed by to say, hello, chef, how are you? The first thing he told me, I hope you improve yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But as a joke, because
But he's I guess pushing you as well,
yeah,
right?
he's a bit sarcastic.
Yeah.
And after it's, you did the job.
Oh,
Great.
Yeah, thank you.
You mentioned that you've done, collaborations at Atlantis. What are some of the ones that you've enjoyed, and like, how do you pick who you're going to collaborate with?
So most of the time, I try to reach a chef I know already, because I like what he's doing, the style, the technicity, the skill, the knowledge, and I want to bring someone who will bring something to the team.
Yeah.
I want I want to say nice chef, happy to share the technique, even the recipes.
Sure.
Because chefs sometimes they don't want to share recipes.
Okay.
Why not? And every time is, for example, a chef I know from the past. Maybe I went there already to the restaurant to try the food.
Yeah.
And we call each other. So I explain a little bit the concept of the royalty room with the afternoon tea. Couple of chefs de cuisine, they don't know at the beginning because they don't know how to do an afternoon tea. So I explain them, it's a 5-6 item. You don't need to make sandwiches. You can make everything you want, but need to be understand and this and that. And they come 2 days for production, 2 days for the main event. It have to be a nice atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not a competition. We did 2 or 3 weeks ago now with a 1-star Michelin from Bangkok. So Chef Wilfried, we worked together for Alain Ducasse 20 years ago. So we met last year in Saint-Tropez for something, collaboration there. And I told him, okay, maybe next year you come in Dubai, we do something together. He said, no problem. So we chit-chat a couple of times. We share the menu we want to do. Like this, we don't duplicate the same item. Because if you have 2 times, for example, the grapefruit or cauliflower is a bit weird on the menu. And he sent me picture like this I can share to the service. He did his own test and trial in Bangkok. Like this, we have the perfect picture for the service. I think everybody spend a nice time together. The guests are happy because they love seeing the chef on every single table. I think it's a new trend as well.
Yeah, it's nice
to see the chef, to see the chef working front of the guest, behind the counter, and explaining exactly the dishes they will have. And I think we did already 5 since we opened.
Okay.
So I think it's a good number already. One is coming in October.
Nice. Can you share who that is, or is it?
It's under approval. I keep it secret for now.
Okay.
Is there anything new that you're working on for the summer, or you're planning ahead other than the collaboration? Any new dishes or pastries?
So we will be focused on one more time the seasonal fruits. So the peach is coming, apricots coming. After we have the figs.
Yeah.
And this is the plan for summer.
Nice.
After summer, we will take some rest as well, a little bit for the team before the peak period in October.
Yes.
And of course, in October, we will work with the citrus and chestnut, apple, pear, quince.
Yeah.
I love using, like ingredient. People don't really know, for example, even in Dubai, like I'm a big fan of rhubarb.
No, me too.
And sometimes it's difficult to get rhubarb in Dubai, and the local markets, they don't really know about this fruit. Of course, in Europe, we know a little bit more.
Yeah.
In UK, in France, or in Netherlands as well. They love rhubarb. I will work with some quince.
Nice,
It's very difficult to work with.
Yeah.
Difficult to get the perfect texture and this and that. I love as well doing the candy citrus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you candy, for example, a grapefruit is you need 1 month.
Yeah.
To do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Every day is like a baby. Every day you need to add a little bit of sugar to give a boil of the syrup and this and that. I'm not sure many chefs still doing this in the world, but I love showing something new.
Yeah.
For the spring afternoon tea, I just candy a huge lemon. It's a Cedra lemon.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
From south of France.
Yeah.
It took me almost 2 months.
Wow.
Because it was a huge one.
Yeah.
But we just gave a small piece to the guests. And when you explain, it took 2 months to do it. They are very surprised.
Yeah.
We spent so much time on just one lemon.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was the beauty of our job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for summer, for winter, of course, we will have a festive afternoon tea. Usually for the festive afternoon tea, we have as a giveaway a panettone. And every time during every afternoon tea, we have a giveaway every time. And the story behind it's to continue the experience at home. And 3 weeks ago, it was a marmalade.
Oh, nice,
so it was a lemon and Buddha hand marmalade.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love the Buddha hand fruit. It's so fascinating to see.
It's something a bit new.
A lot of people don't know it. Yeah.
And the story behind is maybe a couple of days after, you just have, a tartine with nice baguette, butter, and the marmalade. You will remember the great time you had in Atlantis de Royal during the afternoon tea experience. So it's something I learned from Alain Ducasse as well. Every single restaurant, you have a giveaway who match the concept of the restaurant.
Right, yeah.
If you go to one of the bistro or brasserie, you get a big meringue,
Okay.
for example, or a large loaf of bread.
Yeah.
If you go for the fine dining, you have something a bit more refined. But it's a very good last touch for the guests. They go home with something. And I hope they remember me a couple of days after when they try the giveaway.
Yeah.
Talk about some French food culture, because you are clearly the master of French food. So can you tell me what being French means to you in terms of how you approach your way with food and the sort of the culture that you grew up with?
As I say, sometimes, in France, in every single street, you can find a bakery or a pastry shop. So for us, it's totally normal not to be a pastry chef or baker, but it's a normal job in Europe. Even if overseas, you can be considered as let's say, a big chef or master. But in my country, if you are, as I say, baker or butcher or pastry chef, is because you are not so good at school. You have a couple of options. And I think that to be French in the industry, you have already the good basic since the beginning. And this is the tradition to have a good meal at home. You bring friends. In different culture, you never eat with friends or you eat outside. For example, in Asia, because the apartments are small, you cannot bring anyone. So everything is in the streets. And I want to say in Europe, we are lucky enough to have maybe a big apartment or big house, and you can bring friends, family to have a big gathering and big dishes to share. And I think it's something normal for us. But I think to export the French pastry overseas, I think it's something I'm very fortunate. I can bring my skills overseas and share one more time with the young guy and the new generation. It's important to keep the tradition. I think.
Do you have any favorite places to eat when you're in France, when you're back home? I mean, we know you have been to France recently and all your pictures looked amazing and all the food looked great. But what about you? Do you like any specific places or cities?
I like going to south of France.
Okay.
Because the wife of my family wife are from there. And from Marseille, you have the sea, just, a grilled fish, grilled vegetable, south of France. Italia, Spain, I think the vegetables are already good enough. You don't need to work much with them. They just grill olive oil. And I think same sharing a grilled fish, or I like Greek food, Italian food. And of course, when I'm going to Paris or big city like this, I try to visit a nice restaurant or to try something new as well.
Do you have any favorite pastry shops in Paris?
Yeah.
To shop, like to buy some.
Just to pick up and go. Yeah.
Yeah, la grande épicerie
Oh yeah,
de Paris is, I think, is one of the best and the most beautiful shop in the world as well.
Yeah.
In terms of food and as well, nice wine, cheese, cold cut, and vegetable are beautiful.
It's like you can't go in there and leave with nothing. You can convince yourself in the Grande Épicerie, like,
Exactly.
I must have this obscure sauce or flavored salt.
Next month I'm going just one day in Paris.
Yeah.
And I told my wife we will pass by to see just the display. Because it's something you need to see.
Yeah.
Because they give so much attention to the small fruit, how they display. A little bit like in Dubai as well, in a couple of shops.
Yeah.
But over there is a huge scale as well. So it's and sometimes you can find product, of course, you cannot really find in Dubai as well. So I will try to bring something here.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
From Paris.
Yeah, food shopping when you're traveling is always fun.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Exactly.
The important thing is to use it when you get back.
Yes, exactly.
So I was in France and I went to Dijon and I was in the food museum there, the city of gastronomy. And I came across all these, it was an amazing display on French food culture. And so they had this whole thing on etiquette. The way tables have been set up over the years, and how things have changed. And I mean, there's always a lot of rules with French cuisine as well. But something that really stood out was they had this wall of sayings. So I photographed a whole bunch of them and I wanted to check if you can explain these sayings to us.
I will try my best.
Because they're really cool. So there was one that said, chante comme une casserole. So sing like a pot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What does that mean?
I think it's, when you are not really a good singer.
Okay.
But it is not different meaning.
Yeah.
This is the right meaning. Chanter comme une casserole is...
Yeah.
So it means you are not the best singer.
Okay, maybe like pots clanging together or something.
Yeah, something like this.
Okay. Let's try another one. La moutarde qui monte au nez.
Yeah, la moutarde qui monte au nez. It's when you start to be a bit angry about someone, you get the pressure and you are about to explode.
So it means mustard is rising in your nose.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the mustard is from Dijon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's
The
why.
best mustard. Yeah. And last one, avoir un cœur d'artichaut. Oh, that's a
Avoir un
hard
cœur
one.
d'artichaut.
Yeah.
Is when you are very emotional in love.
Okay.
When you fall in love very easily as well.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I like these.
quite true.
The mustard one's my favorite.
Yeah,
I like
it
that
is.
one.
Yeah, you can imagine
Yeah, I
that
can
and then
imagine
getting
that.
cross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what we're going to make together
Yeah.
today. So
Yes.
is
Something
this...
very French
Yeah.
oriented. I tried to do something very easy. We can do at home.
Okay.
It's just 3 recipes. You don't
Just
need
3. Okay. Yeah.
3, but with only few ingredients.
Okay, cool.
And you don't need a lot of equipment as well because sometimes the pastry you need this,
Mhm.
and you need a lot of time. So we will do il flottante.
Oh, nice. Yes.
So a floating island, vanilla and caramel
Mhm.
with some caramelized hazelnut on the top.
Okay.
We will start with the meringue.
Mhm.
So just egg white, sugar, a bit of salt. We will fill up like a small bowl and we will bake in the oven
Mhm.
in the bain-marie.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
So in the water bath.
Mhm.
And I made previously because you need 2 hours before unmolding.
Mhm.
So after baking, we just put in the chiller for 2 hours. And during this time, we will do the crème anglaise.
Mhm.
So in English, we say vanilla sauce, apparently.
Yeah. Sounds so much better in
Yeah,
French.
yeah.
Exactly. Crème anglaise.
Yeah.
I bring some vanilla from Tahiti
Oh, cool.
as well. Is the thick vanilla bean, very soft and very humid, so full of flavor. Bigger than the vanilla from Madagascar, for example.
Nice.
Perfect.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. well,
Should we do tips while we're cooking?
Yes, I think
Yeah.
so. I'm ready
We
to
have
taste this.
questions.
if you want. Last question though, before we go and cook, which we ask everybody, is what nourishes your soul?
I like to be with my family. I just had a small baby, he just turned 1 year old. Small Gabriel, my son.
Yeah.
So we spend a lot of time at work. So the weekend or even by night, I try to go home a little bit early to just to spend a couple of minutes before he's going to sleep. And just friends during the weekend, nice lunch or dinner, something simple. But family is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very important.
Lovely. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shall we cook?
Let's get in the kitchen. Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
The traditional way to make the floating islands, it's of course, you separate the yolk and the egg whites. I did like this today. The egg white are here.
Yeah.
The yolk are here. But the traditional way, you push the meringue inside the milk.
Oh.
Yes.
And
yeah.
with this milk,
Nice. Okay.
you make the vanilla sauce.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, it's new. This is maybe my grandma made like that.
Yeah.
That is a new technique. We cook the egg white, in the steam oven or in the bain-marie or even sometimes in the microwave.
Okay.
Ah,
wow. Yeah.
okay.
You fill up this full, more or less, and you put maybe 3 times 10 seconds
Yeah.
in the milk. You will see. It will rise.
Interesting.
What
And-
would your grandmother say?
Cannot say anything anymore.
Yeah.
And you just unmold
Yeah.
and it's baked.
Wow, okay.
Oh, that's good. Next, people will be making meringues in air fryers. Like,
Tips and tricks
Yeah.
to help out.
Yeah.
Have you made meringues before, Tiff? Or you have,
Meringue is actually, but I didn't know about adding the sugar in bits, so that's really helpful.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I put a bit of salt at the beginning.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Because when you don't put enough sugar at the beginning, sometimes the egg white will split.
Right.
And after it's too late.
Yeah.
So for people who are maybe doing this at home or doing it for the first time, how do they know when to stop, or how do they know when it's
At
ready?
the end of the day, when you put all the sugar, if you wait too long, if you mix too long, the sugar will melt
Right, okay.
and the meringue will become liquid or
Ah.
softer. So we just, we have a technique. Okay, we say is the bec d'oiseau. So it's the beak of the bird.
Okay. Yeah.
The meringues should be like this.
Ah.
Yeah. Do you try more and more to do a lot of desserts like with less sugar? Are you seeing that there's a
Yeah,
demand?
this is the things I learned as well with Mr. Ducasse because he ate sugar.
All right.
And every time you show him a new dessert, a new proposal, 100% of the time he will tell you reduce by
All right.
5%,
Okay.
7%, 3%. So every time you reduce. And at the end, sometimes he was right as well. It's better to reduce the sugar. Like this, you can feel directly the main component, for example,
Yes.
chocolate or
Yeah.
fruit, not just the sugar.
Mm.
So I think I learned this from him as well, and I bring in Dubai as well. This fact too, as well, is good is more healthy as well.
Yeah.
To have a less sugar in the cake or in the pastry.
I do find as well when I'm baking like cakes or cookies or anything, I do tend to reduce the sugar a bit, and I find it like is actually nicer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because otherwise I think sometimes it's too sweet.
Yeah.
And it's overpowering.
Absolutely.
But for example, the macaron. I don't know if it's still trendy or not, but the macaron is like 60% of sugar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's icing
I
sugar
mean, makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
plus caster sugar.
Yeah.
So a lot of chefs try to remove the sugar, but at the end the result is not
As
shiny as supposed to
Yeah.
be.
You get those sort of like soft, not crispy
Yeah.
edges, Yeah.
I guess it depends on what you're
Yeah.
making as
So here I just mix the sugar and the yolk.
Mm-hmm. And do you recommend always doing like the egg and the sugar by hand? Don't put it in a food processor or...
No need.
Yeah.
And as well at work, we're using a lot of great vanilla. So we keep the skin, we dry the skin, and we are making a vanilla powder just for some decoration.
Oh, yeah.
He had a little touch of vanilla.
Nice.
And as well, my technique for the vanilla sauce is when I will do the final mix, when I will cook at the last stage, never mix with the whisk, always with the spatula.
Ah, okay.
And you do a 8.
Okay.
Okay.
If you do 8, you go everywhere in the pan.
Right,
Yes.
yeah.
If you just do like this, doesn't make sense. So
That's the same for like if you're doing
That's a good
bechamel, right?
Something like
Yeah.
Oh, like,
This is all very neat, I have to say. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
You need a certain organization.
Yes.
Otherwise, can be the.
You would die if you saw how I Or maybe he'd sort it out.
I always remember when I make cake when I was with my mom when I was young. Every time when the cake was finished, I just escape.
Yes, yeah.
But you need to help the mom a little bit to tidy up the kitchen.
Yeah. You came back just when it was ready to eat the cake. Yeah.
And as well, you can see this foam on the top.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't have the foam anymore, it means it's almost ready.
Okay. So the foam has to go. Okay, that's a good
Yes.
tip. Yeah.
Oh, that smells beautiful. That's coming through.
So you said your signature at home is a tarte tatin.
Yeah, because it's easy to do at home, and I think all the friends, all the guests, they love warm apple pie.
Yeah. Is that your favorite to eat as well?
As
or
well,
do you...
yeah, as well.
What apples do you use for that?
I use the golden apple. It's easy to bake. For example, the Granny Smith to bake just to eat like this is nice, but to bake is a bit difficult. I'm a tiramisu lover as well.
Oh.
Yeah. Simple things.
Yeah.
Because the problem when you're a pastry chef, you go to the restaurant,
Yeah.
most of the time you're a bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Because you expect a bit more than so I think a good tiramisu, a nice crème brûlée, millefeuille.
Yeah. Oh, I love millefeuille. Yeah.
The technique
Magic.
for the 83 degree is, we say in France, à la nappe.
Yeah.
So, because I use the spatula, so you mix, you take a little bit, and you do like this.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
If you see the line, it means it's ready.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
What does
That's-
nappe mean? Like,
This is the a word for the technique.
oh, okay, à la
okay.
nappe. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's a useful tip.
Like a nappe
Yeah.
is like when you glaze.
Yeah.
Like a texture as well.
Yeah.
Do you prefer cooking or baking, Tiff?
Actually, I like both now.
Oh, good.
I used to hate baking.
Yeah, I
and
remember
then
that,
when I went to Ballymaloe,
So
I
we-
uncovered this love for making pastry.
Aw.
But you have to, I think, as he says, like, you have to be calm and have time.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do something in
You
a
can't
rush.
Yeah.
so you see like the texture, I will show you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. I see that. Yeah. Got it.
And yeah, you have to follow the rules. Yeah. I think savory cooking is more forgiving.
I don't enjoy savory cooking.
Mhm.
I prefer baking.
Yeah.
'Cause there's instructions.
It's precise.
It's like, you need this, and you have to do it like this. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I'm not a very intuitive cook.
Okay, yeah.
I'm more of a follow instructions person.
But it's funny because my mom, she don't have any recipe. And the tart are always the best, the cake are always
Aw,
the best.
Yeah.
And I remember a long time ago, one day I passed by my hometown to say hi. And okay, Christophe, can you help me to do this? I said,
Sure.
okay, do you have a scale? Do you have a recipe? Say, for what exactly? For the dough.
Yeah.
Bim, boom, bam, boom.
Yeah.
She made the dough just like this.
I feel like like a lot of moms are like that.
Yeah.
Again, even when I went to university and I said, Mom, can you give me some of your recipes for, the dishes I like, so I'll cook that. And she's like, well, add a bit of this and a dash of that. And I just thought, what is that in teaspoons? It's like, I don't measure anything. I just cook.
So for the next one, this one is just 2 ingredients. We have some toasted hazelnuts.
Yeah.
And just a bit of caramel.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I will caramelize slowly. So here we just put sugar.
Yeah.
We wait. It will start to caramelize.
Yes.
We mix slowly. And as well, it's very important to use very clean equipment for the sugar. Otherwise, it will mass. It will
And this is called a dry caramel, right?
dry
Yeah.
caramel. Of course, if you need to do 10 kilo caramel, you do with a syrup.
Yeah.
But the quantity of water is only 25%.
Okay.
It's very precise as well. First, you put the water, the sugar, you boil, and after slowly it become a caramel.
Mhm.
You don't need to mix.
Right, yeah.
It will become. See, it start already. So this one I will just unroll the nuts. Can do with any nuts. Just toast before.
Yeah.
Just the pistachio, we need to be careful not to toast too much because it become bitter. Because after when I put in the caramel, you toast a little bit again.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This is very calming.
Yes.
Friday afternoon. Hey.
Yes.
Yeah. What could you make us next Friday?
We're off next Friday.
Yeah.
Maybe you can make the floating island at home
Yeah.
next Friday.
Exactly.
You have the recipe, all the tips.
Yeah. So
Then-
you said you're doing like 8 new things a week or a day.
A week.
No, we changed the offering. Half of the counter we changed.
Yeah.
But this morning we get first apricot.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
So we create almond apricot tart.
Okay, nice.
So we made quickly this morning an apricot marmalade, almond chantilly, this on the paper. We draw quickly something with the team. And
So it's like on the spot recipe creation and testing.
Yes, yes.
That's beautiful.
So we made already last year and the year before. But of course we want to create something something new. We did something with apricot in the last afternoon tea with the orgeat syrup. It's the almond syrup.
Oh, yeah.
So we have the vanilla sauce.
Perfectly unmolded.
Exactly. See? Perfect.
Well done.
Exactly. So as an island, we will put in the middle.
I like the colors as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
So to caramelize hazelnut. And the flottante is always a bit messy. You put a bit the nuts everywhere. Usually we are doing with sliced almond.
Okay.
Those hazelnut are from Piedmont,
Nice.
from Italia.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Some gourmandise,
Yes.
mesdames.
Merci. That's beautiful.